Had an opportunity to be here at the hotel and have our meetings, and they're taking good care of us. And again, we look forward to the rest of the week, getting ourselves ready to play against a real good football team in the 49ers. With that, time yours.
And it said that great coaches kind of help push the game forward. Do you see any ways in which Kyle Shanahan does that with offense?
Yeah, no, I think he does a heck of a job. He does a lot of two-back stuff that was kind of back in the day football, but is with his success will be coming back. Football's a big circle, and I think what's good today won't be good tomorrow, but it'll come back the following day. So it's he's done a real nice job. Sharp guy, very, very sharp.
Jeff.
Andy, the Eagles organization.
Where are we?
Over here,
Right here.
to your left.
Okay, all right.
The Eagles organization is fans. They're rooting for your success. Even WIP, the sports talk radio station, which wasn't particularly kind to you all the time during your time there, is having an Andy Reid day on Thursday. What do you think it is about you that has the city of Philadelphia still rooting for your success? And do you think it would be any different had the Eagles not won the Super Bowl 2 years ago?
Oh, I don't know that last part, but I love my time at Philadelphia as my family did, and we have great memories of Philadelphia, and it's almost a badge of honor that you when you get booed there. So I understand how that works, man. If you can withstand the pressure of Philadelphia, then you become a Philadelphian, and so I take a lot of pride in that. And my guys, the football players, the coaches, my heart went out to them just for the great job in which they did and the support which they gave me throughout my 14 years there. So, and then Jeff Lurie and his family were tremendous to me. So I appreciate everything. Howie Roseman's still there, likewise.
Over here.
Come on.
Andy, Tom Melvin's been with you almost as long as Tammy. Beyond what he gives you as a veteran coach, how beneficial is it having a guy on your staff that knows you as well as Tom does?
Yeah, I mean, he's been great support over the years. He's a good football coach. Tom played for me at San Francisco State. I always told people the evolution of my coaching career is Tom was my first offensive lineman. John Runyon, was the next level or two. So he's been a tremendous football coach and good friend and very loyal.
Andy, over here. How did Alex Smith impact Patrick Mahomes' development?
Yeah, Alex Smith was phenomenal. He wasn't asked to do this, but he let Patrick into his world. Now, Patrick handled it the right way. He was humble around Alex. He didn't try to overstep his bounds with Alex, but yet competed. And so with that, Alex let him kind of tag along and with him on the field and off the field, showed him how to be a pro. So how you study, your diet, your workout plan, family, how you work your family into the National Football League, being a great player in the National Football League. So, I joke about it, but it's true that Patrick couldn't pay Alex enough for what he gave him with that experience. I've been around good guys that have been good with that kind of stuff, but every situation is different. I mean, this was a unique situation.
Right here.
Coach, speaking of uniqueness and family, the fact that your son's on your coaching staff, how special is that? How special would it be to win a Super Bowl with your son?
Oh, no, it'd be great. Yeah, no, it's great. I'm probably too hard on him, but that comes with the territory when you're the coach's kid. So, but I'm proud of him for the job that he's done. Yeah.
Right here.
Coach, what role has Mike Patrick played in Patrick's development? What about his personality works in that room?
Yeah, Mike's done a nice job with him. And Patrick's been fortunate to be in a good room with good veteran players, and then to have the opportunity to have Mike in there who played in the offense and the system all the way around, timing of everything. He's been great with that. Yeah.
Yeah, Coach Reid, can you reflect on your coaching start at San Francisco State with you and Dirk Cutter out there together, and then get your NFL start up to Green Bay?
Yeah, so Dirk Cutter and I were together at San Francisco State. We were together at Texas El Paso. We were together at the University of Missouri. So we coached a lot of games together, and I think he's one of the best football coaches I've ever been around. Great offensive mind, and he was a good head football coach too. So I mean, I have a ton of respect for him.
Hi Andy, talking about your offensive linemen this week, they kind of view you as still an offensive lineman at heart. How would you describe your relationship with those guys, being that you kind of grew up playing that position and started coaching that position, and then related to that, they all kind of go back to your affinity for cheeseburgers. So could you describe your perfect cheeseburger?
Yeah, I don't know a lot of offensive linemen that don't like cheeseburgers. Normally, double cheeseburgers. Listen, I know what they go through. It's a little bit of an unsung position. Unless you do something bad, you're not recognized. One of those things. So, what you do is you learn how to just do your work hard. You don't expect a lot of pats on the back. You really don't care if you get them. You just want to make sure the guys around you perform well. So I get that mentality, and we got a good bunch here that do that.
Coach, right here.
Gotcha.
Go back to your transition from Philadelphia to Kansas City. Was it about a fresh start, a new motivation for you? And what advice can you give a guy like Matt McCarthy starting new in Dallas at the long run success in Green Bay?
Yeah, well, Mike's had a lot of success in this league. Sometimes it's good for both places. So good for Green Bay and good for Mike, and that was my case. I think it was great for Philadelphia to have a change, and it was good for me to have a change, and it worked out good for both places. So I think Mike, I have a ton of respect, like I said, for Mike, and I think he'll do a heck of a job in Dallas.
Andy, the guys that have come up under you, like Matt Nagy, Peterson, do you view them almost as children of yours that you're watching? And what is that relationship like going forward as they go on to new teams and hearing from those guys this week?
Well, I've got one by 10 years and one by 20 years. So if I had a child at 10, I would have been, would have been something. But
I like the children.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I like your shorts too.
Thank you.
I consider. Listen, I'm very proud of them for what they've done, and they've got a long road ahead of them, and to continue to coach and have success. So I'm always there for support, and I'm their biggest fans, unless we're playing them. But I'm their biggest fans.
Andy, over here to your left, just want to ask you about Laurent Duvernay-Tardif and the uniqueness of what he's been able to do, and what do you think his intellect serves him well in the football field?
Yeah, he is a smart guy. I mean, he's a doctor, and you have to understand where he came from. So McGill University is a great university. However, the football maybe might not be the same level that you see at the college level in the States here. And so he had there was quite a gap that he had to climb there to narrow to be an NFL player, and he attacked that, probably just like he did becoming a doctor with the tough classes that he had to take and so on. So, but that's the way he's gone about it. He's worked his tail off. He's strong. He's smart. He loves to play the game. I don't get any feeling that he's ready to become a doctor right now and go that direction. And so I look for more years with him and continued growth.
Andy,
there you go.
The Super Bowl is the culmination of the celebration of the 100th anniversary of the NFL. And I'm wondering if you think enough attention has been devoted or given to the 12-year ban on black players that there was in the 30s and 40s, and if that might have a bearing on some of the issues the NFL has had today, particularly the issue of minority coaches hiring.
Yeah, I'm on the Bill Walsh committee. John Wooden's headed that for a number of years, and the history of the game, I think, is important all the way around, whether it's the black history of the National Football League and the great impact the black players have had on the National Football League, or just even further back than that. I think it's tremendous. I think the players realize the foundation that these veteran players have laid for the opportunity that they have today, and they understand the history that the black players went through and the challenges they went through. So I think the league has promoted that. They encourage that part of it. So I think that that's a positive.
Right here,
Coach, D4 is now with San Francisco. Do you see that as an advantage for the Niners since he knows your offense very well?
Yeah, Dee's a good football player. We drafted him in the first round out of Auburn there, and he was very productive for us. So, and he's done a nice job for them. Not that they needed a lot of help on their defensive line; they're really good. So, but he's been a nice addition for them. And there are not a lot of pass rushers better than D in the National Football League. So, I don't think it matters necessarily that he knows our offense or doesn't know it. He's in a different scheme now, and I'm sure he probably doesn't care about all the stuff when he played against us in training camp. They have short memories of that. So, but I'm sure he's studying hard to get back kind of into the swing.
right here.
What impressed you about your team from the transition of the AFC Championship game to practice last week and as they arrived this week? And what do you hope to accomplish this week in practice?
Right. So the unique thing about this group, Sal, is that they don't complain about anything. So they're ready to go right after the AFC Championship game and kind of wanted to get back to work. We had a normal week of practice last week, knowing that we would have events like this that we had to deal with this week. And then you kind of find, we're going to fine tune it here. There are little tweaks that you'll make down here, but not drastic changes in the game plan. But I like the focus that they have. When they need to cut it loose and have fun with this, they cut it loose, but when they're out of practice, they focus in.
Andy, over here to your...
Yes, I got you there.
I believe the first time I covered Niner games was an NFC Championship game at the Vet against Tampa Bay. And when I compare what I remember of that game to this setting here, it seems to me, and maybe I'm way off base, but it seems you're so much more relaxed even though you're at the Super Bowl. How do you describe what's going on inside of you right now?
Well, I'm older, right? So I've probably seen a little bit more than what I had seen before. And it's been 15 years since the last Super Bowl that I was a head coach in. So I don't know if relaxed is the right thing, but I've kind of walked in this path before, so I know what to expect for the most part, and I think really I think our organization has done a nice job with that, like Philadelphia did, but they've taken some of that off of my plate, and so I'm able to focus in on the football and you guys. I'm working hard at this right here.
Coach, right here, Coach.
And your relationship with Dave Todd goes back to that lunch at UTEP in the late 80s. What made you bring him on at Philadelphia and then again in Kansas City? And with his head coaching interviews, what do you think of making up your head coaching?
Yeah, so Dave Tobe is arguably the best special teams coach in the National Football League. Over how many ever years he's been in the top 5 of the Goslin report. It seems like every year he's done it. He's had head coaching interviews. I think he'd be a tremendous head football coach. But right now, he's focused in on doing this, and but given the opportunity, I think he would do a great job with that.
Good morning, Coach Reid. Patrick is reporting Global TV. You mentioned Kyle Shannon as a very smart play caller. Now, how much of a headache is the diversity of his running game when it comes to split zone, stretch, zone lead, cut back, now to the gap schemes, power, counter OT? Does that present a problem or concern for you?
Yes. How you doing, by the way? You doing good?
I'm doing very good.
Good. Yeah. No. He does a great job with that, with a blend. And then I wouldn't slight Jimmy, because Jimmy can throw the ball when needed. You look at Jimmy's percentages and passer rating over the last couple of years here, it's up there. So in really every situation, and so as well as they run the football, and as well as they make you honor every gap and every zone on the field, you can't slight the pass game either. And so Spags and our defense are working hard on that, and spend a lot of time trying to make it right.
When you're facing teams with high-level quarterbacks, how important is the work that Matt and Chad had to put in running the scout teams, not only just running the whole offense to get your defense to look, but simulate the characteristics of the different quarterbacks, whether it's Jimmy, Brady, or any of the different quarterbacks you see over the year?
Yeah, it is important. We got two of the guys from here, so Chad and Matt, and both of them do a nice job of simulating that team that you're playing. Kyle Shermer's another young quarterback that we have that's done a nice job. So, but they spend a lot of time at trying to do exactly what Spags wants them to do, and or the other position coaches. There's a certain look they want, they're going to give it to them, and then they're going to make sure the run game's situated the right way, and our offensive line studies that, our backup guys study it. So we spend a lot of time with that, trying to make sure that the offense and the defense, the starters get a good look.
Andy, I'm curious what a guy like Stephen was doing has brought to your offensive line, and then from a leadership standpoint, his second Super Bowl in 3 years, what is his addition to your locker room?
Yeah, that's quite an accomplishment by him too. So Stefan's he's a tough kid, great personality, extremely smart, and tough. And so we've welcomed him in. He was one of those late additions that Brett brought in. That's been great for our team. He's fit in, and this isn't slighting Andrew Wiley, because Andrew did a nice job for us. He got hurt, and it allowed Wiz to get in and play. So we feel fortunate that we have all these guys that can actually go. Cam Irvin's another one that's a backup and could start and has started for us for a lot of games. So Wiz has done a nice job. To answer your question, Wiz has done a very nice job.
Coach Reid, you mentioned football as a cycle, mentioning San Francisco two-back system. I think Houston is a new type of fullback, not the traditional fullback. What kind of new challenges do you present to your defense? Thank you.
Yes, he's a good fullback. We're lucky we have one too that we use not as often as Kyle uses his, but he's a gifted athlete, and they use them in every facet of the game, and from blocking. I mean, you think of a fullback, traditional fullback, you think that he's a blocker, but this kid can run the ball, he can catch the ball, he's a great route runner, so you got to make sure you know where he's at and make sure you cover him.
Last one,
Good morning, Coach.
Herbie.
Your love for the tight end position is pretty well known from your days in Green Bay and also Philly and now with Kelsey in Kansas City. I'm curious, when you look at the tape, what jumps out to you the most about George Kittle with the 49ers? And finally, in the two parts of this, is this a game that if you like the tight end position, you want to be tuned in because of Kelsey and Kittle?
Yeah, Kittle's, they're very similar actually, both of them, and personality-wise. They both got big personalities, and Kittle does a nice job. I always say that that's the closest position to the quarterback. That's a down-the-field receiver, and so they somehow become good friends with the quarterback and have a lot of trust with the quarterback. The good ones do, and And so both those guys are in that position. But Kittle has had a phenomenal year for him. I think he's a good kid. I watched how he and Kels interacted last night. There was a mutual respect there for each other's game. And I think I've heard Kittle say that he kind of marks his game after what Kels has done. And then you know how I feel about Kels. I think he's best in the business of what he does. He's great. I've seen him develop from a kid to this captain. I mean, he's voted by his teammates as a captain. So what more can you say for that?
All right, thank you.
Okay, good. Thank you.